Nasdaq and the S&P here. So when I look at the Nasdaq, it looks like we got this falling wedge right into this zone. So this is from 12.8 to like around 13,300-ish. And we have had lots of previous confluence in this zone, and it's acted as support in the past, which is why I have these arrows here. But it's acted as support in the past, and we've gotten a nice lift out of there. But when I look here, we have a nice structured flow right back into this range. So in my opinion, until this range completely breaks, it's a demand zone, which means I'm expecting us to get some sort of base around here and a breakout eventually that could lead us towards, I'd be looking for two spots, right? So we have previous resistance around here, and then we also have some support up here. So I'm assuming that if we make a base in this area, we can get a bounce back up to these levels, which is around 14,000 to 14,500. So overall, I'm leaning a little bit more bullish in this range. I think they're going to try to fake us out hard in this area until it's a complete fallout. And I think if we break this zone, then there will be a little bit more fear added into the markets. We also might get something where we flush down, get a big spike of fear in the market, and then we just revert right back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. But overall, I think that this is a zone that is important because it brings us back to the very beginning of last year. Then again, with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, any news can come out at any time that could be really bad, to be honest, and that could affect the markets. So right now is like a time where, like it's harder to trade on like a day trading or swing trading basis. Like pick your stocks that are worth value and that you think are good for long term, and then you could be adding in those ranges, right? But overall, I think that's going to be the outcome coming in the next few weeks. When I look at the S&P, it's very similar, right? We're still in this massive falling wedge. We ended up breaking below this range, this support zone or demand zone, and now it looks like we're starting to potentially reject it. So this could mean, we could come further downward, but that would lead us to either the bottom of this wedge or around this range right here. Right, so honestly, I think that the way this is being structured, right, the bears are definitely in control since the beginning of the year. I think it's going to lead us to a bunch of opportunity in the months leading to the end of the year, right? How much longer, right? Technically, a bear market is when it's 2 consecutive quarters of like bearish action, right? So if we can't get a green month in 2 consecutive quarters, then I think it'd be considered more of a bear market. But right now, we could just still be looking at this as a very nice consolidation that's tightening and tightening before we get that big rip. Then again, if something comes out with good news about Ukraine and Russia, what do you think is going to happen to the markets? You know what I mean? Like there could be a big reaction in for the bulls, right? So it's kind of tough to kind of predict when that's going to happen unless you're all over the Russia-Ukraine politics. But I'm so out of it that I really wouldn't know until we see that big day or that big bounce right out of this range here. But that's what I'm looking for, right? Overall, this head and shoulders ended up playing out. We'll delete that out of the way. And we're looking for a base in some of these ranges down here or to continue playing in this wedge. Peace.